Hello everyone, this is the Androdal, aka the German Viking, and judge dismisses Covington student's defamation suit against Washington Post. So let's read into this story right here. So this story is from Fox News. I'm gonna link it in the description below. A federal judge in Kentucky Friday threw out the defamation lawsuit filed against the Washington Post by Covington Catholic High School student Nicholas Sandman and his family over the paper's reporting of an incident between the young man and Native American man this past January in Washington. The lawsuit, which was filed on February, sought $250 million in damages and accused the Post of practicing a modern-day form of McCarthyism. By targeting Sandman and using its vast financial resources to enter the bully pulpit by publishing a series of false defamatory print and online articles. See, they have no issue actually going after kids, and they are how this is ethical at any. Just look at the SPJ's ethical standards of journalism. And Washington Post would have broken several of the ethical guidelines. And it is disgusting to see that Washington Post is, at least for now, escaping justice, as it seems, because the judge has dismissed this case. Let's see. To smear a young boy who was, in its view, an acceptable casualty in the war against the president, which this was. Sandman became the focus of outrage after a video of him standing face to face with a Native American Nathan Phillips, who lied, while wearing a Red America Great Again hat, surfaced and rapidly spread online. Spread online with lies, should be said there. Sandman was one of a group of Covington students attending the anti-abortion March for Life in Washington, D.C., while Phillips was attending the Indigenous March on the same day. In a 36-page ruling, U.S. District Judge William Bertelsmann noted that the Post never mentioned Sandman by name in its initial coverage of the incident, referring only to groups of hat-wearing teens. But they showed him. They showed his face. Bertelsmann added that the words used contain no reflection upon particular individual, thus could not be constituted as defamation. The judge also ruled that the newspaper used language that was loose, figurative, and rhetorical hyperbole, which is protected by the First Amendment. Sandman and the Covington students were initially accused of initiating the confrontation with Phillips, which is a lie. But other videos and the students' own statements showed that they were verbally accosted by a group of black street preachers who were shouting insults both at them and a group of Native Americans. Sandman and Phillips have both said that they were trying to defuse the situation. Except for Phillips, he lied. The lawsuits claimed the Post falsely labeled Sandman a racist by publishing articles that falsely accused Nicholas of accosting Phillips by suddenly swarming him in a threatening and physical intimidating manner, blocking Phillips' path, refusing to allow Phillips to retreat, taunting the dispersing indigenous crowd, and chanting "Build that wall, Trump 2020, go back to Africa," which is all false. Jesus Christ. So, they did not fix this. Sandman's lawsuit was based on 7 articles on 3 tweets that appeared on the Post website and social media pages after the incident. President Trump supported the lawsuit when it was filed, tweeting Covington student suing WAPO, "Go get them, Nick, fake news." Judge Bertelsmann said in the ruling that he accepted Sandman's contention that when he was standing motionless, the assault smirk, isn't it? This what they are trying to call, like, the assault smirk, smirking while white. All of the insults they could muster. Smirking is now racist by these people, and they're hopefully, they are not getting away with this. Judge Bertelsmann said in the ruling that he accepted Sandman's when he was standing motionless when in the confrontation with Phillips. His intent was to calm the situation. Bull freaking shit that Phillips did not want to do this. He went up to him. I agree that Sandman wanted to calm the situation by not doing anything. So, but he noted that Phillips asserted that he was being blocked from passing. What? How? Oh my god. How was he stopped from passing? He could have just walked away. Should he just let him phase through him? So a person is not allowed to stand where he wants in public anymore? Even a minor? Are you freaking kidding me? What? What? And Phillips' opinion was reported by the newspaper. They may have been erroneous, so they lied. But their opinion protected by the First Amendment, yet they are lies. The Sandman family said they would be asking to the appellate court to review the trial court's decision. I believe fighting for justice, my son and family, is of vital national importance, said Ted Sandman, Nicholas' father. If what was done to Nicholas is not legally actionable, then no one is safe. He has a really good point. The law must protect innocent minors. Again, do I have to remind these goddamn journalists? They smeared a minor for smirking, standing there, not saying anything. What? It boggles the freaking mind. Protecting innocent minors targeted by journalists publishing clickbait sensational news. Todd McMurtry, a co-counselor for the Sandman family, said in the statement, "This is especially true in the current hyper-partisan political environment." Sandman also filed separate lawsuits against CNN and NBC that remain pending. Let's see what people actually in the article say. Walpole reported that the kids were wearing MAGA hats. That is a true fact. It's not Walpole's fault that the MAGA movement has such negative perception. I asked Trump supporters on this very forum from time to time to supply just one specific site, name that one day an article, to one Walpole making an untrue statement about this event, and I'm still waiting. Well, good for you. Racism speaking from the executive office is supremely disgusting that articles like Walpole get good readership. The same has catapulted Fox. What kind of people are posting here? It sounds like the lawyers are used to general an argument, swinging for the fence and 250 million. They have the opportunity to refine their details and the actual damages which will code as they move forward, which is a fair criticism. 250 million because someone dissed him. I'd be a billionaire if I get that every time. Okay, that's not an argument, Tim. Yeah, you can read through the comments. I think this is disgusting. I think this this should not stand. This should not stand at all. I think justice has not been served, in my personal opinion, because you're not even being ethical as a public outlet, doxing a minor, putting it on blast in front of the entire goddamn nation, and they have no problems to do this, and they are suffering no consequences of this. I just don't get it. So let me read out a few of ethical rules journalists should have when they're reporting on something. This is from SPJ. I like their ethical rules or standards. Journalists should take responsibility for the accuracy of their work, verify information before releasing it. Strike number 1. They did not do this. Use original sources whenever possible. Remember that neither speed nor format excuses inaccuracy. Strike number 2. Provide context. Take special care not to misrepresent or oversimplify in promoting, previewing, or summarizing a story. Strike number 3. Gather, update, and correct information throughout the life of a new story. Strike number 4. Be cautious when making promises, but keep the promises they make. Well, they didn't actually make any promises. Identify sources clearly. The public is entitled to as much information as possible to judge the reliability of motivations of sources. Well, they didn't really hide sources. Consider sources' motives before promising anonymity. Reserve anonymity for sources may face danger, retribution, or other harm, and have information that cannot be obtained elsewhere. Digitally seek subjects of news coverage to allow them to respond to criticism and allegations of wrongdoing. That they did not do. Another strike. Avoid undercover. Well, that doesn't. Be vigilant and courageous about holding those with power accountable. Give voice to the voiceless. That's another strike. They did not do this. Support the open and civil exchange of views, even if they find repugnant. They did not do this. Another strike. Recognize a special obligation to serve as watchdogs over public affairs and government. Seek to ensure that the public's business is conducted in the open and that public records are open to all, which they aren't doing. Provide access to source material. Well, they did not do this because they didn't post the entire video. Boldly tell the story of the diversity and magnitude of the human experience. Seek sources whose voices we seldom hear. They did not do this. Another strike. Avoid stereotyping, which they did. Journalists should examine the ways their values and experience may shape their reporting. Label advocacy and commentary. Well, that is what this clearly was. Never deliberately distort facts or context, including visual information. Clearly label illustration and reenactment. They did not do this. And there's a whole three other. Minimize harm. They did not do this. Act independently. Be accountable and transparent, which they aren't. I just wanted to read just a few of the ethical rules, and they failed over half of them. It is amazing that Washington Post has escaped for now, at least. I want them to suffer with their unethical journalism. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.